Because I've been liking this idea of like navy on navy. What?
You're seeing a lot more navy choices in footwear.
Yep.
Even this fall, you saw boots, suedes, a lot of that. You're also seeing a lot in leathers too, which is amazing.
Really pretty. So anyway, my dear,
this is Florentine.
Florentine.
So this is absolutely one of my favorites. You know, when we spoke about Premier leather, that's what you're going to see when you see Florentine leather. On Toscana, you see the chocolate suedes. On Florentine, you see that gorgeous green suede detail. Amazing colors. This, again, one of the new ones, which is the bone. You're sporting what I was saying is that gorgeous navy.
You can smell the leather.
I know.
So rich.
Isn't that beautiful?
Really beautiful.
And then if you want something just in a solid, you have a black choice. You also have a chestnut choice. And then last you have the natural. Natural will actually patina and darken just a little bit more as you start to carry it. That's the characteristic of the natural leather. This is a leather that if you get a scratch, you just kind of rub, that scratch will disappear. You'll notice all of the matted gold tone hardware on all of the color choices, which are just jewelry quality hardware. The thickness and the way that the straps work are absolutely amazing. A double tassel detail on each side. Inside that tassel will be a little suede peekaboo. Love that. And this is all made in Florence, Italy.
Oh.
So on the bag that I'm carrying, I mentioned the tassels. You'll see that it has a nice drop right here or drape to the bag that happens naturally. When you unzip the bag, you'll notice that all of that interior right there at the top is done in suede. That's what gives you that smile or drape to the bag. Inside, plenty of room inside this bag for everything that you carry. You've got a nice zip pocket on the back. In front of that is a larger slip pocket for that smartphone. A keeper, very easy to find those keys. On the opposite side, we did one large slip pocket so you can put, again, that large smartphone in there, maybe a pair of sunglasses. Plenty of room that if you wanted to carry a tablet in here, it would fit easily. Interiors are all going to be done in that red that you're seeing, which is a beautiful cotton. This folds and drapes beautifully on its own. I love the side detail. You'll notice it has just that little bit of a pleat, all done in that leather. Beautiful. The bottom's flat, so it stands up nicely on its own. And on this one, you can wear it both crossbody, or as I set it down, I'll show you.
Oh, this is what I love.
You can remove the center portion. Did I do this before and it didn't work? No, you can. But don't lose the centerpiece. Yeah, don't.
Because then it's forever going to be a shoulder bag for you.
Right.
That'd be a bummer.
Then you have that shorter shoulder
that's
option.
so nice.
And I put it on the longest, but you can go even shorter if you need to. So two different ways to carry the bag. You're doing the crossbody, I'm doing the shoulder.
I mean, again, such an elevated bag. You can tell there is something different about the Florentine collection. It obviously is a different grade of leather, but also just the silhouettes. Like, there's not a contrast top stitch. There's not super shiny hardware. It's given kind of a satin dusted
matting,
finish, a matte finish. The shape here is very east-west. But there are not meant to be a lot of buckles or whistles going on because it's supposed to be the celebration of the leather and the shape and the Florentine concept. And the Easy Pay is on your screen. The bag is 12 3/4 inches wide, 8 high, 5.5 deep, 2 ways to wear it.
The tannery that has been doing the Florentine leather too has been doing leather for over 100 years. They have passed down this craftsmanship from generation to generation, which is, that's 100 years. So, I mean, that's all they do is leather, and that's not something that you can just go find easily.
That sewing machine.
Yes.
What's the story there again?
That is one of the first sewing machines that Dooney Bourke used in our factories, and that is actually a piece of Florentine leather that is kind of fed through there just so you can see the thickness of that leather and how amazing that is. And all of our bags are hand sewn. The colors are all our own recipes of colors. So there's a lot of craftsmanship, the quality. There you're seeing right there. That is all done by hand. It's hand sewn. We don't have big machines that make our handbags. It's all, somebody behind the machine putting the leather through. Picking out the leather too when you see it. Look at this bag. It's actually being sewn and then they turn it inside out to get the shape of the bag. Isn't that amazing?
That is pretty
glue,
amazing.
Then they stitch. Now, obviously, our machines are all a little more updated than one that's behind us, but there's nothing that has changed. When I say a hand-sewn whip stitch detail, that's what you're seeing right there, is actually done by hand.
Wow, I mean, so that is so special to see that, because I think we forget that in 2016, and when, you know, you obviously are bringing bags to a home shopping network or to a retailer that has an audience of millions, I think we naturally assume that this is a very mechanized process, and somehow bags are stamped and pushed out one after the other.
And they make thousands at a time.
Right, and they make thousands at a. It's so lovely actually to see those hand workmanship details come to life, and like hand whip stitching, right? Because it's amazing to me then that frankly there are even that many to ever go around.
Well, and that's why when you see colors and you see styles, you know, it isn't something that we have like just warehouses of. These are made to order bags. This has been going on for 42 years. Peter hasn't changed a lot in the sense of the way the bags are handmade, you know, the way that he selects the zipper tape. What color are we gonna do on this bag? Well, let's do a red zipper tape. The color of the thread, you know, that isn't a committee that decides that. That's all still decided all by Peter Dooney himself.
That's all green suede. That is one of the telltale features of a Florentine bag. You'll always see this on the inside lip of the bag. And I do love the hardware on your Florentines. That kind of matte finished is just so moneyed. Just
And
really
it's been
good.
protected, so there's nothing that you have to do to this. It's always going to stay that gorgeous sheen that you see right there.
Would you like to share colors with us again?
I've got the bone in front of me.
Pretty.
And this is one of the newer shades that we just introduced. Behind that is what we're calling the black, and that's just a gorgeous solid black. You popped in the navy, and I'm glad you put those together because, you know, a lot of times we do navies and they're a little darker. This totally in person is a true blue. So this is your navy, and this is your black.
Love it.
Then we're going to go up to the chestnut. The chestnut is beautiful. I mean, there's no trying to help that color. It is beautiful chestnut. And then the natural. And when I said the natural patinas and darkens just a little bit, never will it get as dark as a chestnut, but you'll notice all of a sudden that it just kind of starts suntanning on its own. You don't realize it. You look down and it just has just a little darker sheen to the bag. All of the highs and lows in Florentine, realize these are all drum dyed. Drum dyed bags. So we put, again, seeds, nuts, barks, we tumble the leather, and all of that color that comes out naturally.
Wow. I mean, it's funny because to me, even though they are on this kind of stair-stepper pedestal for the purpose of showcasing them, Florentine are like little works of art.
Right.
And I do feel, certainly you don't purchase a ton of them. I mean, if you do, you're lucky, but most of us don't. But if you don't even have one, I would just say this is a very special treat, not just because of the easy pay, but because this is the bag, the Florentine, that can be worn one of two ways, either crossbody or as a shoulder. And $59 and change on your screen is the easy pay. Stay on the phone lines for that one. All right. So, trying to think of what we've got coming up in the final half hour together, because it's going to be fast, furious, and awesome.